Hey folks, Donovan Pruitt here with Boondock Drone Company. I just wanted to make this video to talk to you about what it looks like at Boondock Drone Company every day and what it took to get to this point. I quit my job back in July after being in the grading industry since about 2009. I didn't quit my job because I planned on starting my own company. That was never an idea then. But I did, and nevertheless, now here we are in September, and I'm running this drone company with my wife. And I just wanted to talk about it was my wife who kept pushing me and told me, said, "You've always talked about getting your commercial drone pilot's license." Because I'd been a recreational flyer for 5 or 6 years. And she said, "So now's the time. Sure enough, I've been, like I said, I flew for 5 or 6 years recreationally, mostly flying my own grading sites, getting photos and videos of guys moving dirt, working, trucks running, excavators running, and just the flow of the job, just to have for myself. I never done anything with it other than just keeping it for like a scrapbook portfolio. And I had put together a heck of a scrapbook between 2018 and 2024. But when Megan kept telling me, pushing me to get my commercial drone pilot's license, I said, she's right. She's right. Now is the time to do it. And now I want to say up front, I never was a rocket scientist in school. I never struggled in school, but a rebellious streak that I had back when I was young and the problem with authority, it caused me to drop out of high school, which I do not recommend to anybody out there listening to this. I dropped out right at my senior year, which made no sense whatsoever. But I went and got my good enough diploma and started working back then. And I say that because I want other guys and girls to know GED does not limit you any more than what you'll let it limit you. And with my wife nudging me along, I started studying and aeronautical chart supplements, sectional charts, everything it encompasses to study for a Part 107 test, airspace maps, airspace classifications, along with how the higher bank angle of an aircraft increases load factor, and increased load factor raises the aircraft stall speed. And right, like you don't think you're never going to need to know that to fly a drone, but through the FAA you do. And now there's 100 different groups out there, Drone U, just a bunch of them that'll offer you to help study and pass the test and offer 100% success. I think some of them say they'll help you pass for sure. But I seen all that and I wanted to tackle that journey on my own. I knew at 40 that this old dog still had plenty of learning left in him. So I studied, cramming them curriculum in over the course of a week probably, and made flashcards, watched multiple YouTube videos. The best ones that I seen myself and got the most from was Mike Sight's channel. His videos on the Part 107 are fantastic. So go check him out if you're wanting to get some good study guide material for the Part 107 test. I highly recommend Mike Sights. But after going hard studying for about a week, I scheduled the test at a testing center near where I live and went down and took it and passed with an 85% on my first go. And that, like I said, that was just me studying the material on my own, watching some YouTube videos, things like that. But I didn't pay anybody to help me. So here we are now, and I've invested in a thermal drone, RTK drone, and I'm striking out on this adventure to build something for me and my wife. And there's too much opportunity out there, I believe, right now in the world to not try to get some of it for yourself. You know what I mean? And I thought about it and I said, I don't want to be 80 one day and be thinking about how I settled for the opportunities I was given instead of forging my own opportunity in some way. And I just decided. So I will say up front, everything we have, we've worked for. Me and my wife, neither one come from any kind of money. We don't. Our families are working class people. Both our parents were. We went to school together since we were in kindergarten. Went through middle school and high school together. We've always known each other, and like I said, we both come from working class families. It Our grandparents, everybody is always working class people. We didn't have a trust fund or a inheritance to fall back on. It just wasn't the case for us, and that just wasn't our path, And that's fine. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I've always been happy to work for everything I have, but I just wanted to say that, and that's okay if that is your path. If you was lucky enough for that to be your reality, that you had somebody that could help you, that could loan you 50,000 or whatever to get going, and that's fantastic. That's great, and I'm happy for the people that got that opportunity, and that's their journey. Just that's very much not my journey. I align more with, I think, the majority of people out there, and I just wanted to throw that in just so nobody gets misconstrued about how this got. I've financed or paid for everything I have to this point, all my equipment, everything, and I'm just laying it out there how we got to where we are today. Like I said, I was in the construction industry on the land development grading side since 2009, and I started seeing drones being used at the companies that I worked for a lot more. And then next thing I know, they had drone pilots on staff. And I already had mine for, like I said, several years. I had my own drone as a recreational flyer. So I started thinking drones will be intertwined somehow in the future of my industry. All right, well, then the question was, how can I use my passion for technology and being a UAV pilot, flying drones, and the almost 2 decades I've spent in the grading industry, and use that somehow together to better my wife and my life? And when I quit my job back in July, the plan was put into place then and to strike out on this adventure, right? And like I said, it wasn't the plan up front, but that's where we moved to. So far, I've spent some time working on 2D, 3D models on drone deploy for inspection purposes. I've spent some time working with some surveyors, and they've helped me drastically in telling me the right ways to go about things, construction site, flight missions, different things. And I've worked with a couple different surveyors gathering data for them to use in their GIS software. And I've taken some aerial photos for some residential homeowners, real estate people, things of that nature, roof inspections. About a year ago, I spent some time studying thermography. Thermography, it really interests me, always has, and started learning about emissivity and different materials, different roof membranes, and just how they hold solar load and release it, and what solar loads do, radiant heat, and just everything, right? And good thing I did start studying on and learning on some of that, since now I own the thermal drone, like I said, for roof inspections and asset inspections. And animal recovery. We do animal recovery as well. But I got to rambling there for a second. All right, let me bring this back. So I'll do that sometimes. I get on a tangent and I'll get to talking, and this, you'll have to excuse me. We'll get there. We will get there. The content will get better. But bringing it back. So after I passed my Part 107's test, like I said, I got my equipment together, and then I started getting everything I needed to be able to have a business and operate right. I registered my LLC with the Secretary of State, got my EIN from the IRS, got my got the company fully insured, got fully insured, got all my equipment insured, and had business cards made, got some hats, got some pins, had a couple shirts put together. And if you've started a company, you know I'm not telling you anything. The list of things you need to get going and get going right is it's extensive, right? And that's fine. I had my wonderful, intelligent, beautiful wife secure our domain and built our website. If anybody's needing a website put together, she can handle that. We've got a long way to go on this journey, but I just wanted to come and talk to you about what we're doing here. We're going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and we're going to see where this thing takes us. We'll be bringing you more content from the field of us setting up on the job, that kind of thing. Of content of us capturing our photos and videos and just our general workflow in the field. And we'll also be bringing you some content from the office. That's where I'm at now, recording this video, obviously. And we'll bring you some editing and producing our final deliverables, what that looks like, getting some pictures, photos, videos edited. I'm looking forward to where this thing leads and where it takes us. And some of the people we'll meet along the way. Undoubtedly, there'll be some good ones in the mix. And I hope you'll come tag along with us whenever you can. I know life gets busy and you get caught up. I know, I do it myself. But if there's anything you want to see or topics that you want us to cover, want me to hit on, reach out in the comments, talk to me, and we'll hit on those topics. I'm nobody special. Like I said, I'm getting going in this. I'm just a guy with a good enough diploma, with a dream, and I wasn't scared to gamble on myself and take a chance on myself. And I think that's what the majority of people out there can respect and can get behind and align with that, right? I mean, I'm literally just a regular guy out here. No, like I said, that's just it. I'm just trying to make something happen, trying to build something, and see where it takes us with this growing UAV industry. But I want to thank you for sitting with me and listening to my story, to our story, to Boondock Drones, and I hope to see you around here again sometime.